Today I am transferring this plant, which isn't doing very well. It's in a really big container, basically an upcycled rubbish bin, or a trash can as you Americans say, and I'm going to put it in one of these, and then I'm going to take a lot of that soil because I'm running out of soil. And then I'm kind of doing a part 2 of making sure that every single tomato seedling gets a home and I get loads of cherry tomatoes. And then the last thing I'm going to replant is this mosquito anti-mosquito plant called a citrona, supposedly. I've got 2 cameras here today and I don't know which one to look at. It is really confusing and I brought it on myself. Anyway, that plant is getting repotted. And against my better judgment, I've actually come out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and as you can see, the light is still pretty harsh. This Hong Kong summer will make you sweat. For some reason I thought indoor mulch would be a good idea. No, that's not true. Got to strip some of this down first. Just so as to not damage the roots, I will try to offload some of this soil first and dig around it. As you can see, there isn't really a lot to it. So that whole soil pile has just been going to waste. I'm going to awkwardly push it in there. That's a very quick way, my style, to repot something. It hasn't been doing very well because I've been using it as a house plant. It kind of hasn't grown anywhere. So I'm going to leave it outside for a few weeks and see what happens in front of the sun, whereas I'm going to try and utilize as much of this soil as possible now. This is another one of those, like you saw it back in April, where the soil is just caked now full of roots and it needs replanting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at the bottom, probably with a little bit of soil actually, and just see if we can get this to stand up in a much firmer way. Got some old bamboo which I can utilize to make sure I can prop this thing up. The next one is to use this and make some room for more tomatoes. I want to gently separate the seedlings, although they are tightly together. We're going to have to get some water and wash these apart. Well, they've certainly made themselves a home in this soil. They're not budging. Oh, okay. Some of them are separating now, you can see. Much easier. course, I'm not counting on all of them to survive, but I want to try and give them all a chance. So 4 to a container should be enough. Right, we have 8 more seedlings. Let's see how they fare in the future episodes. We'll get 2 in here. No, actually, we'll make this one the king of his own castle. We'll see what happens when there's just 1. Right, 2 more things to do. Put this in this hanging basket, and then I'm going to convert this into a dedicated compost bin. So what I'm doing here is just moistening the soil so the roots can settle. Whoops, I drowned that one. We'll see how that one fares later. I've given it a few days, and sadly this is what has happened to the houseplant. We did have a lot of heavy rain and some glorious sunshine, but it just didn't seem to survive the transition from here to here. So I'm going to put it back in there because this is going to become the new compost pot.